I'm a big proponent for potluck dinners. Instead of dining out, host a potluck at your house. I've been doing that a lot lately. Everybody brings a dish and we sit around and chat, enjoy some good wine, have some fun. You can do it theme-based. You can have Mexican night, Italian night. Welcome to Beyond the Paycheck. I'm Paula Christine. So this week we're going to talk about how to still have a blast, but also save money. I struggle with that sometimes because certain things can be really, really expensive to do, especially for a young family. When I had when I was married and we had the 5 kids, for us to do anything was hugely expensive. Even going to like a Major League Baseball game, it was just so expensive. So we had to kind of think of things that we could do that were inexpensive. But as an adult, I still have those issues. Like I would love to go see a concert, but some concert tickets are, $200, $300, $500 just to go see a concert, which I think is totally ridiculous. So I won't pay it. But I started to look for some fun things that I can do, still have fun and still work within my budget. So one of the things that I'm doing this year is going to Barcelona and then getting on a cruise ship for 9 days to see a little bit of France and Italy. My girlfriend decided to invite me in. I was really shocked to find out for the cost of the cruise was $600. Now, of course, we still had to get there and we still have to pay for excursions, but the cost alone just for the cruise was $600. So I feel like that was a great deal because it basically was a traveling hotel for me. I didn't have to rent a car, use other transportation to go from city to city, and I didn't have to pack and unpack. And who could get, for 9 or 10 nights, could get a room for $600 total. So then we looked at how are we going to get there? So a friend of mine a few years ago, Sonny, he taught me how to earn credit card points. So we use credit card points to get us to Barcelona, and we're basically flying. I think we're flying business class. It's costing us 70,000 points on Air Canada or Aeroplane, whatever that means, and then we're cost us $95. We're still trying to figure out how we're going to get ourselves home, but we are going to get there. So a lot of the times when you sign up for credit cards, they're going to give you a bonus if you spend so much money within the first 3 months. So that's huge. You can gather a large amount of points. That's what I did when I went to Greece a few years ago, flown Emirates Airlines, which by the way is the most amazing airline in the world, my opinion, to fly to Greece for, I think the total cost was like less than $200 business class. And it was amazing to fly that way. But I did that by signing up for some credit cards, getting some bonus offers, and then using my credit card to pay for everything. Now, you do have to pay that credit card off at the end of the month. You don't want to get into having to make or paying that high interest rate. It's not worth it to get credit card points. So look at Chase, Capital One, American Express. Those are some of the great ones to use for accumulations for travel. And if you want to check out Points, the Points Guy, he can help you get started to a great website. Now, the other thing you can do when it comes to travel is travel on the off season. So we're flying the end of October, which is typically the off season for those cities or those countries. Normally people are flying there, April through September. And then when you're searching for your flights, if you're not using points, use Google Flights or Skyscanner because they help you find the cheapest dates to fly. So if you got flexible dates, that's always great too. And then choose less crowded destinations. So, for example, visit Europe in the fall or winter. I don't know why you'd want to go anywhere in the winter other than a warm climate, but they have, it's actually pretty cheap to travel in Europe than it is in the United States, FYI. Tried to go to Montana and I wanted to go fly fishing. It's one of my dreams to go fly fishing in Montana. And I looked at 10 nights flying there from Michigan, renting a car and my hotel room was like $5,000. And that didn't include me eating. It didn't include the gas for the car. It didn't include fly fishing. I also wanted to go horseback riding. And when I went to Europe, when I went to Greece for 3 weeks, it cost me like $4,500 for 3 weeks. So Greece, Montana. So I'm choosing to go to Europe again. So looking outside of the United States for travel can be really inexpensive. I think we were looking at economy flights home, and you can pick up a flight for, I think it was like $300 or $400 to get us home from Greece using economy. So likely you could probably travel to Europe as a couple, not including excursions and stuff like that, for a few $1,000s. Anyway, check it out. So another thing to do is to consider when you want to save money is to make homemade gifts. So instead of buying expensive gifts, make it something personal. I think the greeting card industry is ridiculous for what they charge for a greeting card when you have to spend sometimes even up to $8, $9 for a greeting card. And I went and purchased, oh shoot, I have to look at my phone to see what it's called, but what's it called? And I send all my cards this way. It's called e-cards from Blue Mountain. Check it out. I can't remember what it cost me to join it for the year, but you get these little smash up video cards that are hilarious, and people just seem to love them when they receive them. So check that out. That's a great way of, sending a birthday card or an e-card, and they're super fun, and everybody just loves them. So check that out, because it saves me a ton of money on having to buy birthday cards or Father's Day cards. I've sent Mother's Day card. I send everything now through that e-card, and then you can just send something when you're just thinking about somebody. So it is a cool way to save money without having to spend money on greeting cards, and then making everybody's day. Another great gift that you can do, and a friend just bought me some the other day, he made me some gluten-free muffins. And that was an awesome gift, because there are some great gluten-free baked goods out there, but it's really hard to find. And if you do find them, they actually are quite expensive. So I would love it for somebody to bring me gluten-free baked goods, although I don't think my waistline would like it very much. But that's okay. I can share. So some other things that you can do and think about saving some money and still having fun doing it is sprucing up your living space. Now, again, we all know that I just moved to a new home, which has cost me a lot to get it to where that I want it to be. So I have been looking for creative ways to do this. So I've been looking at Facebook Marketplace to look for furniture, looking at Salvation Army, and trying to learn to be crafty, which I am not, and looking to paint some things and, put some new hardware on them. Watching those shows on, I don't have cable anymore, but HGTV, that's a great way to get started on learning how to make things old look new again. So since I moved into the new house, there's not, I haven't put anything on the walls, but I've been kind of thinking, and I think it would be fun, is to take pictures of my family and my friends doing crazy things and putting them on my walls. And it's not too expensive. It's that you can go to, I went into CVS, I don't know, a few months ago, and had some photos printed off my phone and framed them. Since I moved, I haven't hung any of them up, but it was so much fun to go and look at some of the fun photos that I've taken throughout the last year, and printed them out and put them in a frame. And I'm going to do that again shortly and start hanging them on the walls. And the nice thing about that is it's you're remembering experiences that you've already had, and you already have the frames, and you can change out your photos at any time. And FYI, if you don't want to sit there and wait for them to be printed at CVS, you can go online, upload your photos, and they'll be ready there for you to pick up. If you're looking for some inexpensive things to do outside, hiking is perfect for this time of year. It's so beautiful out. that you can, hop on a trail. There's an app called All Trails that you might want to check out, download. There's a fee to it. I'm not sure what it is, but it also will list all the hiking trails in your area and provide you with maps so that you don't get lost. You wouldn't think you would get lost, but sometimes when you get into the woods, you can get yourself turned around. So it's important to make sure that you have some sort of GPS system to get you back out. Now, another activity which I love to do is kayaking. Now, kayaking can be a little costly if you go and have to rent your kayak, but I have to rent. Even though I have kayaks, I have to rent because I have a lease car and I can't add on to my lease car by putting a roof rack on it. So I rent my kayaks. I think it costs sometimes it costs $10 to $15, sometimes it costs $40. Just depends on where you go. So what do you think about buying versus renting? I think if you're something that you enjoy to do, you should ultimately buy a kayak. I picked some kayaks up this year at Dunham's on sale. Some nice kayaks for like $230. So I think if it costs you, let's just say $40 and you go more than 5 times a year, then it'd be likely would be better for you to purchase because kayaks can last you a very long time. But where are you going to store it? So if you don't have a place to store it, then you could look at the blow-up ones. Now, I was kind of hesitant about those, but my girlfriends brought over a couple blow-up kayaks the other day. It took them maybe about 20 minutes to blow it up, and it worked perfectly. I'm not sure how much those cost, but it might be an option. So maybe you spend the money today to buy a blow-up or a non-blow-up and use that to go kayaking. It's such a peaceful experience. I just love kayaking. I wish I could do it more. When you're looking to do some fun things, check out if there's a group discount available. Sometimes if you have more than 10 people, they'll give you a discount. So if you're grabbing your family or your friends, they may reduce the cost. That happens also too if you're looking for like theater tickets, like to go see a musical or a lot of different things. You just ask if there's a group discount and see. Sometimes they'll give you a really nice deal when you're coming in as a group. So what other entertainment can you do on a budget? You don't need to spend a lot of money to have a great time. Look for community events. I think we've talked about this in previous podcasts. Many communities offer local festivals, farm markets, concerts in the park. Those are a great way, bring your own bottle of wine, some cheese, some crackers, and have some fun. So a lot of libraries also have some local events like movie nights or book readings and different types of workshops. Look for discount tickets, find ways to get tickets for less. Look for other discounts. Like if you decide that at last minute you want to go see a concert, sometimes you can find it at a reduced price if you buy it on the day of the performance, except of course if it's sold out. But that is another great option to look at. So another way to have some fun and not spend a lot is socialize with your friends. I'm a big proponent for potluck dinners. Instead of dining out, host a potluck at your house. I've been doing that a lot lately. Everybody brings a dish and we sit around and chat, enjoy some good wine, have some fun. You can do it theme-based. You can have Mexican night, Italian night. One that I had that was really fun was everybody picked a country and you had to bring a dish from that country. So what did I pick? Oh, I picked Greece and I made a fresh Greek salad, which was so delicious. But there were dishes that I would have never have tried before. There was a dish from India. There was a dish from, oh God, I can't even remember, but it was so much fun. The food was delicious and I was able to try dishes from different countries. That was a fun night. So that night we also encouraged everybody to bring their recipes to share. So it was fun to discover new dishes and then discover new cooking techniques. Game nights are so fun. You get to be a kid again. We play board games and we played card games. And, you can always have some fun by playing some of those adult card games or board games. They're so much fun too. Good way to get to know your friends a little bit more. Can be a blast. But they're a great way to have fun. Everybody always enjoys game night. You can make it a friendly competition. Another thing that you could do is create your own trivia game. I suck at trivia, just FYI. Don't ever ask me to be on your team. But you can make your own trivia game and then do small prizes for the winners. So some other fun ways to save money, and the last one we're going to talk about is have a no-spend weekend. So commit to spending no money on the weekends. That is a great tip. I wonder if I can do it. So I'm going to try that. Not this weekend. Maybe next weekend. But you're going to have to plan ahead for it, because I think you're really going to need to think this one through, how you can get through a whole weekend without spending any money. So I think you need to pre-plan your meals and your activities. So let's say, what could we do? We could go on a hike. We could go to a museum if they offer a free day. We could have movie night at home with friends. Have them bring all the food. That way you don't have to spend any money. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. I hope you picked up a good tip and you'll be able to save some money and still have some fun. Life shouldn't be difficult. There's so many different ways to have fun that cost nothing or are very inexpensive. Anyway, I will talk to you next week. If you'd like to reach out to me, you can find me at paulachristine.com or check out my website at paulachristine.com. Thanks. Talk to you soon.